San Gabriel Valley area, 626, like West Covina area.
And, and if a person not familiar with that, where is that located?
That's like right in between Pomona and LA. Man, I've been rhyming since like third grade. I've been writing, trying to write rhymes since third grade, but I've been like rapping since like taking it really serious, maybe like eighth grade. Then I really knew like this is what I wanted to do. Did a little open mic with Archive. I knew Archive since third grade. Manuel, I know him since third grade. So we would always like. It wasn't just me by myself. It would be like the homie would be right here, and we both want to do the same shit. Like we both like hip hop, and we just like, oh, we should do something, you know. Chamber Records, Cola Crew, Project Blow, King of the Dot, Fresh Coast, all that. King of the Dot and Fresh Coast, they're not two. King of the Dot is a battle company. Fresh Coast is like a movement, and that's like with a lot of us, like Lush, uh, Ilmac, Thesaurus, all these guys. Everybody reps the Fresh Coast, but it's also battlers, organizers. So when it comes to music, to everything, so every single battler, all that. So it's like representing just the whole movement, and even dudes that are not even from the. It's not even just the West Coast. It's just the whole movement. Period. It's just something we're really trying to, or just it was already created when I came into it. So it was like, that's something Lush. Whenever you get Lush on here, he can kind of go more in depth about that. But it's just something that I came into. Just same thing with Project Blow. Same thing with Cola. Chamber Records was the only thing that I created from day one. Everything else, like I became a part of it by just my direction. Wherever my opportunities just led me to these places, and I gained brothers in there, and that was that. And all the founders was myself, Archive, Spot, my homie Church, Rockham, my homie Cider X, who's a part of Black Tongue Society right now. Um, uh, Cider X, my homie MC Vic, Idealer, Cause, Namek, and I think that's about it. At first there wasn't as much hip hop as we'd like. Like there still isn't as much hip hop as we like out there. So that's why we always have to travel, like to LA or to the IE to get something cracking. But right now that's in the works. We're trying to make it happen out here. But back then it was really like tagging. A lot of taggers were listening to the hip hop, and the first generation of the generation before me, I know a lot of older people would tell me that there were like orange groves there. Like there's a streets called Citrus and all this stuff, and there's a lot of like hills. So it was a lot of orange groves, and then they started like clearing it out, making it populated. So it took a long time for little small even clubs to pop off right there. So it was really just like a lot of people pursued the dream. Like that's when when I was in high school, I was getting kicked down with like Sideways Days, Hip Hop Clan. I was getting kicked down with Eli, not Eli, Brother Lynch. Season of the Sickness. I was getting kicked down. The Beneath the Surface album. This was like 2000, maybe like when I was in like 1999 when I was leaving from eighth grade, like sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. My homie Jimmy, his older cousin had all the like, CDE Declassified. He had all the albums, and we would go pick up some sax from him and shit, and he would just be like, he would kick us down with some hip hop, and I never heard nothing like that. So it was like a lot of other kids. We would pass it around high school. We were getting like Sea Serpents, Rhyme Fighters, passing it around. Like if it was just like everyone was burning it, you would bring it back the next day or the second day, burn it or record it on tape, and then a lot of the 626 heads were moving up. But there was dudes like Farside. One of the dudes from the Farside lived out there in West Covina. Jism lived out there in West Covina. But it was like it was during a time to where there wasn't enough of us to where someone could just say it, and it was just like
Grimm from West Covina.
Yeah, Mr. Grimm too. Yeah,
Endo Smoke.
I actually ran into Mr. Grimm out there in Reno when there was some rap battles out there. He fucks with the rap battles. Shout out to Mr. Grimm. Chopping up with LA Cool coming through, getting on the song with LA Cool, Last Survivor, which is on. You can find that on YouTube and on Bandcamp and all that. And then I just started doing a lot of music with LA Cool. started helping out at the Blode with Chaos Network with Ben Caldwell, and started doing events. Helping out with the events there, even if it was just taking names down for who wants to get on the mic first, or little things like that. From to just standing there helping, to whatever I could do, to even helping with the 626 event we did there one night with the Husky Radio, to helping out with the Kool Herc, where we sent money to Kool Herc to help out when he was sick, he wasn't doing well. So that's how I kind of got my name in there. And then it was crazy because I remember I asked Kool one time, I was like, how do I know if when I'm in or what's going on? And he was just like, you'll know. Like, people, the people around will start, it will just happen like that. Like, there's no meeting where people will come around. So I really had to just put my work out there. And, I just started getting really cool with a lot of the people. And it wasn't like, I guess, where it would be normally where people, it would be like coming at you like how they would come at a promoter, I guess you would say, or something like that. It's more like we're all together, you know what I mean? Like, even when it came with dudes like Jay Smooth from Brothers Manifesto, and you know what I mean, like treating like a certain way, how you feel, where you just feel it a certain way when you come in. I can't even explain it. It's not. I guess I can't even explain that, but that's how I got affiliated with it, was just putting in that work.
You did.
My biggest show I feel this far would probably be, I think it'd probably be like a Rhyme Fest or something. That was the one where I felt like it really impacted like how people viewed us, and as Chamber Records. And my boy Namek got put on it, but I mean we did a couple songs put up there as Chamber Records also. So I mean that was probably one of the biggest ones. And I think even like I've performed with a lot of people that I've wanted to perform with. So I think that'd probably be the biggest show, to where like I met some dope people even from Acrylic, who I'm wearing their shit right now. Acrylic was a dope brand. Got a lot of fans off of that Rhyme Fest show to this day, that who are really interactive with what I do. So I mean it really helped with like my brand as Mellow Thon in itself. So I think that would probably be like my biggest show right there.